Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday night chat. Not sure exactly what and all we're going to talk about, but we'll cover a couple of things. Probably kind of stay with the theme I have in the last 3 weeks or so. Sorry about that. But first of all, I'll go ahead and let everybody introduce herself, and I'm going to start with you, Blue, 823. Go ahead, man.
Well, it's about time I'm back. It's the last couple chats that you've had on. Work schedule and stuff isn't really working out for me, so I'm glad I could be on tonight. Thanks for the invite. I know I owe SKS. It'll be out hopefully tomorrow. The reason it took so long was unfortunately I couldn't find a box that was like that long and like that skinny, but I finally got something, so I'll send that out tomorrow.
Cool. Matt, resist the tyranny, guns, gear, and politics.
Oh. Thanks for having me on, TR. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to have a good chat tonight. And go check out the channel, Resist Tyranny, Guns, Gear, and Politics. Don't forget I got the body armor giveaway going on. And got a new video out today reviewing a AR-500 silhouette gong, 3H rifle plate. And yeah, just go check all that out and expect more videos in the future. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Always a pleasure to have you on. Rick, is your six covered? Go right ahead.
Thanks, TR. Thanks, everybody on the panel. Nice seeing you again, Blue. It's been a while, like you said. Yeah, today's the end of the giveaway for, I think, yourself and myself for our giveaways for mine for 1,000 subscribers and yours for 580,000 subscribers. But yeah, so we just had a video put out about basically traveling back and forth on an airplane and kind of an EDC kind of deal. So you're very limited. But if you guys get a chance, check out the channel. If you like it, come be a subscriber, my friends. Always welcome.
Cool. Yeah, mine ended. If anybody's out there that wants to spit out a video right quick, I'll give you to midnight to send me a notice that you made one. I said on mine that if I hit 75, since it was going so good, that I would give away another food saver. I'll have to do a recount, but because it was on my playlist, one of the videos was mine, and then one guy did 2 videos, so I didn't delete one, but I had to, okay, well, I can't count but one of them. And technically, I know I got 75, but one of them, the guy didn't put hashtag Black Guns Matter in the title. I asked him to in a message, but I think it was the only video he had made, or just a couple. And not that I'm a young whippersnapper anymore, but he's an older gentleman, and the video name is like some number, like whatever it was in his camera or something. I don't think he knows how to make a title, so I didn't put it in the playlist, but I'm going to count it as a video for the, I probably should, but I was like, I said it over and over, I'm like, but, so, yeah, I'll probably do the drawing tomorrow. Be 3 food savers and 3 mag loaders and some paracord and pocket constitution for everybody that wins.
Yeah, you kind of got to do that by case basis. I mean, if I made you a video and didn't follow the direction or didn't title it correctly, then you could go, look, idiot. I mean, come on. You've got like 400 videos. You know how to do this shit. An old man that has only done maybe 1 video, and it's probably like this on his cell phone, and he put upload to YouTube immediately. It's like you kind of gotta give some people some slack sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I didn't. I just asked him kindly, and he never did change it. And I just dropped it. I said, okay, I understand, I get it. Now, Fat Man, he didn't do the hashtag Black Guns Matter either. It did say Black Guns Matter, but he didn't put the hashtag. But if anybody ever sees Fat Man's comments or watches his videos, it's like he talks damn pig Latin half the time in his comments and shit. I just gave him a bye. I was okay, whatever, man.
Well, and I had a space between mine. Black guns, space, matter.
It was the spirit of it anyway. I was just overwhelmed at how many damn VRs I got, so it really didn't matter.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome to get that many.
Yeah.
While we're talking about our videos, I would like to ask the chat room, and anybody here on the panel that saw it, but I kind of put out, for anybody that doesn't know it, I put out a new T-shirt. It's $11 plus shipping, and it's the Gadsden. That's all it is. It's just a giant fucking snake and "Don't tread on me" across the front of the shirt. Black shirt. I mean, it's advertised as a black shirt. You can get it in several colors, and it's not quite this. It's more of a burnt orangish yellow, not the bright yellow like that. But I kind of did it as a test. Here comes the cat. Thank you for my camera.
Lap one.
But should I keep doing those when I put out a new shirt, or is it a little too whorish?
What, the color?
No, the video, like the promo video advertising the shirt. I've always, like, anybody who follows my G Plus page knows that a lot of times I'll make a picture, like an advertisement splash screen picture when I put out a new shirt. But this is the first time I actually made a video just for the shirt. It's like 39 seconds long or some shit. It's just a little promo video. So I want to get I want to get the general temperature of the crowd on what they thought, not of the quality of the video, but just doing videos like that for every time I come out with a new shirt. Keep doing it, or is it a little too whorish?
I thought it was fine, but that's just me.
Well,
My thing is I don't really use G Plus, so the only way I see it's whenever you do a video on it.
It was short enough that it's like that one Geico commercial, and you can't complain about it because it's already over or whatever it is. You know, you're like, oh, no, it's pretty cool.
All right, that's cool, guys. I appreciate that. And it looks like everybody else. It looks like people out in the chat room are saying about the same thing.
I'm always whoring your shirts around off.
You are. You're a resistant.
I got one on right now.
Shirt slut.
Yeah. See, have you seen that one? I guess it's still on the site.
Oh yeah, it's still on the site. I've only taken a couple shirts off the site. There's only been 2 or 3 shirts that I've, over however long it's been, a year, that I've ever taken down. One was because it was cost prohibitive. It was a really cool shirt, but it was like, damn, that, you know, it cost a lot of money for the amount of ink that was on it. One Johnny has, and Johnny's the only one that has it. I put it up for like a second, and he snuck in and snagged one, and I wasn't. He likes it, you know, which I'm glad, but I wasn't really happy with it, so I took it down. And I think that's it. There might have been another one that I put up just for a short period of time. Oh, there was, and it had to do with a guy. Had to do with a guy that was kicking gun owners out of his shop, out of his place of business, and I can't remember what it was anymore, but it was like a year ago. I mean, I only had a few shirts at the time.
Gimp Geek brings up a good point. Says everyone else makes money on their shirts, you should too, even if it's $1. I mean, it's time and energy and effort. I know the ones that I want to do are always, there's so much color and crap in it that it turns into an expensive shirt. So then I'm like, ah, damn it.
I've thought about it. I don't make anything off my shirts. I guess I could probably boost the price of them $1 each or something and actually make $1 on them. But
yeah,
their bottom basement price right now, it's what Spreadshirt charges, period. I mean, I pay the same price for my own shirts as you guys do.
Yeah. Now, what are you giving them? Are you giving them, what's that called, a vectoring picture? A vector picture? Or are you giving them a JPEG? Or what are you doing to get that print?
you go into the designer studio, which you pick the
What they have already?
you pick the shirt style, like if it's a polo or it's a t-shirt or a long sleeve t-shirt or a tank top or a jacket or whatever, and you can use an existing logo if you'd like something they have in their file, like sports logos. They have a ton of like professional and college sports teams logos that they already have in their own files, or you can upload a photo that stays with your account, not goes into public use. And it has to be a PNG or TIFF, and I think it can be a vector. It just has to have no background.
Got it.
And when you upload it, you can shrink it or make it bigger, place it where you want on the shirt, front or back. Then there's a text thing that you can also do. If there's not text that's part of your picture that you upload, they have an add text blah 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 option, and they have several texts to choose from and sizes and all that, and you can type in whatever.
Well, I've made some shirts, but when I bring it over as a PNG, the quality just sucks when you blow it up too much.
It's because it's not a big enough picture. Most of my pictures start out somewhere between like 2,500 by 5,000.
Oh, okay, that's why.
And I shrink them to make them fit the shirt. Because that's like that. If you were to print that picture, that's like this fucking big.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's a mammoth picture. It's like a big picture you'd hang on your wall. So they all get. I start out with a huge canvas, and full. Like if something's 1080 by 720, right? I automatically make it 1080 pixels, which makes it 1 pixel per, whatever that is, or 0.1 pixel per inch. If it's 5,000, I make it 5,000 pixels, so it's still 1.1 pixels per inch, or however that is done. So it's the absolute highest quality I can get it. And then when I shrink it down, it becomes even sharper.
Okay. Thanks for the info.
Yeah, I had Skinny Medic comment on one of my videos. I was wearing my TR Prepper shirt, and he's like, "You got your own shirt? I don't even have my own shirt." He's got like 20, 30,000 freaking subs or some shit like that. I was like, "Yeah, I got a friend. I got connections."
You got to hook up.
That's the thing. If you're gonna wear a shirt, might as well wear someone you know, or make your own damn shirt. It's not. I'd rather spend an extra couple bucks and have something that at least I can enjoy or give away as a prize or something.
I'm actually going to be contacting Grunt Style to see if they'll sponsor the channel and send me some shirts, and agree that I'll wear them in shooting videos and shit like that. Like, this is a Grunt Style shirt. This is one of their real basic ones. It's got no pictures on it. Just got the flag on the sleeve and the Grunt Style logo. You guys have seen me in a few Grunt Style shirts. But I kind of feel, I was going to message him today, and I was like, wait, but I sell my own shirts. It's like, do I want to advertise for Grunt Style, which they got awesome shirts, don't get me wrong. They got fantastic shirts, great quality. But do I want to do that?
Yeah, I'm just a t-shirt kind of guy. It's just what I feel comfortable in. I mean, I wear button-up shirts, but 99% of the time, if I'm off work or after work, I'm in a t-shirt. Even now, even though I got like a kind of a, under sweater kind of undershirt just because it's cold or whatever, I still got a t-shirt on top of that.
Now, I would like to ask, since we're on the subject of our own channels and shit like that, I want to ask Rick a question.
Rock on, my friend.
Does my camera keep going out of focus? No, just kidding. I want to ask about your rubber dummies.
Right there, my friend.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not spending 120 some odd bucks on a fucking target.
Yeah, get the promo code. I'll give you 15% off.
But no, I understand that. And if after I get my income tax back, if I have the money left over, I may get one. The problem is storage. Do they? My two questions to you is, what is the rubber like? Is it like a car tire, or is it more like a rubber ball? And B, do they break down for storage?
Yeah. Okay. The first thing is, it is the same. It's in between like a tire, because when you look at it from the back, you can see like different pieces, like like little particles that have been bonded together somehow. And then it's in between that. And have you ever used the self-healing targets that are just like not
Yeah.
sheets of paper, but it's basically that, but just a thick chunk of that stuff. So there's pieces in there. You can see particle pieces like grains of stuff intermixed in together. But
Okay.
no, it's basically just the torso from the head to the hip, and you pick it up, and it has on the mounting bracket. It's a base that's probably 18 inches. I'm guessing right now because I don't have it in front of me. 18 by 18 maybe is a quarter. It's a little less than, so like an eighth of a plate. A plate 8-inch thick, welded up with a pipe, and then on top of that is basically threaded to the pipe thread and 2 pins that come up. So you just slide the body into the 2 pins, and that's what holds it. And they're probably that long, and they're at an angle. So if you did hit the pin, the bullet would go around it.
Okay, because I'm working on building my own range. Not that land, but there's a piece of BLM land. Here, you can only shoot on BLM property or private property. You
Yeah.
can't shoot. You can't shoot on state trust land unless you have a hunting license and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't agree with it. But anyway, there's BLM property, which is where I was at today when I made that shooting video for my gong. That I can go out and set the range up. It's where I'm going to do shooting classes. So I have 6 IDPA target stands that I made. I just got to get the wood, the replacement wood for them and targets. I've got some steel targets now, and other small steel targets that I don't think most people have seen. And I'm interested in those rubber targets. I'm a little. $100 is a lot to spend on something you don't know how it's going to be. I know what a steel target's going to be, how it's going to react. I've shot steel targets thousands of times. Obviously, you know what paper target's going to be. It's a little hard for me to swallow a $100 bill when you don't know exactly what you're getting, which is why I'm asking the questions.
No, and I'll tell you, there's a lot more benefits to it, and it will hold up. Now, will it last forever? No, it won't. Just because, depending on what you're using, if you're using a flat, like say a 9mm compared to a 40, where it's a lot flatter where it's hitting, it'll give a tiny bigger hole. If you're gonna shoot slugs with it and shit like that, where you're trying to destroy it, I would strictly keep it to 9mm small, pistol rounds if you wanted to make it last as long as you could. Now you can shoot rifle up to 50 cal and all that stuff. You'll get a little less longevity out of it, but the pluses of these things are bitching. I mean, you can go right up to it. You can do a lot of stuff at an angle. I don't know if you saw those videos of mine or not. But it's just nice having this right here. Having this to shoot at. You know what I mean? As compared to this all the time. So there's a lot of pluses to it. Can you spray paint part of the metal where you're not supposed to hit it, to make your target thinner? Yeah. But I like it because it's all up close stuff. It's all, concealed carry. If you're going to teach, concealed carry where everything's really close up front. And I'm actually going to try to do this when I get home if the snow's gone. But I want to set them up and use them in a vehicle so I can shoot. And basically it being close, you have the ability to put it on a stand and roll it, So you can do a lot of moving stuff if you want.
Yeah, and the
But
reason
I give them 2 thumbs up.
one of the reasons I asked about it breaking down is because, like I said, this isn't my private property. You know, it's not like it's actually my range. Otherwise, I could just leave shit set up. You know,
Yeah.
this stuff has to be mobile. I have to be able to put the stuff in my truck, drive it 40 minutes away, you know, set it up, and be reasonable about it.
Yeah, and it's fairly light. I'd say the body is the heaviest part, and it's probably 40 pounds at the most, 40-ish, 42 maybe. So think of just top of the head to your hips, and then half of your body, and then the pipe and stuff unscrews everything. You can take the mount off the bottom so it's flat. You can throw it all behind the seat if you wanted to. It's that thin, you know, like the back of your back truck part, like the pole would go back there, and the base plate would go back there, and then the part that goes up with the spikes in it's basically thin. It just has two spikes that go up.
My back seat, because I have an extended cab, or I guess it's like a cab and a half because it's a relatively large back seat, but it has my body armor, my battle belt, an extra pair of boots, 2 gallons of water, a tent, enough tarping, camouflage tarping to cover my truck, and a lawn chair back there at all times.
Behind the back seat?
No, there's no behind the back seat.
Oh, there isn't.
No, it's right up against there.
Okay, I thought you had a crew cab for some reason.
No, it's like a cab and a half. So there's a bench seat back there that a person can sit in reasonably, I guess. But you can fold that seat back down, but there's like, I mean, literally a couple inches. There's no room behind it.
Got it. But yeah, think of it as nothing more than that plastic body. The rest just folds up to nothing, or unscrews to nothing. One thin sheet of square, you know, thin, right, with that little nut on the end of it where you thread in the pipe, and then the piece of pipe that's, I think, 1 inch or 1.5 inch in diameter, and I think that's like 36 inches long or something like that. And then another little mount, and that's it. And what's cool is you can put it in the passenger seat, put a seatbelt on it, and drive around with your dummy. Maybe even go through like, you know, like in California where they got that, you have to have the second driver in the diamond lane and stuff.
Yeah, we had training on Saturday, and 2 guys brought a father-son team that we have brought Jihadi Jim with them. It's a mannequin that they dressed up as Muslim because they thought we were going to do some live fire stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I see that thing being as a great training aid. Just like the things you said, different angles and what have you. And they advertise it to take 5,000 rounds, but I think they do actually say not necessarily, I forget how they word it, not necessarily 5,000 rounds of 50 cal, but it would take 50 cal. But I think they were talking more pistol rounds and stuff that 5,000 rounds, you know, it would take.
It'll take, you can shoot 50 at it, BMG, but I wouldn't shoot 5,000 rounds of 50 at it. You cut its head off probably. It's really cool. I would get one. If you don't like it, you can send it to me and I'll buy it from you.
Since we're talking about our own channels, TR, I'm just going to keep this going. How's the chickens?
They're doing fine. I keep losing them. I'm going to have to just stop free ranging altogether. I was down to my rooster, and I got 4 new hens. They should start laying eggs next month. They were almost all the way grown, you know. So I just got them maybe 3-4 weeks ago. So they should start laying here in a few weeks and start all over again, as usual.
You can call your buddy up that lives just north of you, and he'll shoot some shit. Keep those things from.
I've cleaned out a lot of varmints around here. The last hen I lost, I got the predator that got it. It is still eating the chicken when I walked up on it. And I just happened to have a 9mm on me, so I blasted that little bastard away.
It's beautiful how that worked out.
And have you shot your new magazines yet? Or
No,
have you just played with them?
I've just been playing with them. They come in the mail yesterday, and I was working this weekend, so I don't get home till 9 o'clock at night, so I hadn't had a chance. I'll shoot them tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do a video tomorrow or Tuesday, but yeah, I'll run some rounds through them and see how they do. And I'm also going to do a, because I know they, all right, let's talk Glock a minute.
Oh yeah.
I have a HKP7, which has the hexagonal rifling as well, just like a Glock does. Anyway, I've shot lead in it a lot. Does it lead up a little bit more than traditional rifling? Maybe, but I shoot hard cast bullets. I've improved the way I lubricate the bullets and stuff, so the stuff I'm making now is even better. Yeah, it does let up the rifling, but not so bad that just a couple of good brushes and some hops number 9, or what else did I use? Yeah, hops number 9. That's what I mainly use. Cleans right up. I might not want to put 1,000 rounds through it before I cleaned it, shooting lead. But I'm gonna kind of, I don't know that I'll say I'll do a series, but I'll do some update videos and kind of put that out. The main reason, in case nobody knows this, I'm sure most people know it, I don't know. The main reason they don't want you to shoot reloads in a Glock, it ain't really got nothing to do with lead. It's because Glocks have where the round goes up in the chamber, they've made it not a loose chamber, but they made it don't support the case as much. I'm not going to break it down right now, but if I took a Glock, the barrel out of my Glock and stuck a round in it, and where the feed ramp is, you can see a good bit of the case, a lot more than you would with a traditional barrel. And so for liability reasons, they say don't shoot reloaded ammo in it, because if you get some weak cases, it could blow out where it's not supported. That's the main reason they don't want you to shoot reloads. Well, in my opinion, and from what I've gathered and what I've researched, it's not so much the lead as they don't want you shooting reloaded ammo, period, because you could have a blowout.
Yeah, they're worried about overpressured rounds. But the leading, there is something to be said for the hexagonal rifling with leading. However, I've shot hundreds, I'm not going to say thousands because I've never bought thousands, but back during the panic buy, when you just couldn't find ammo, like no matter what you were shooting, I bought probably 500 or 600 rounds of lead reloads and shot most of them. I only have a couple magazines left of it, and it's all in my Taurus magazines. I shot most of them through the Glock. And one good thing to keep in mind for anybody out there that's wondering is if you're going to run a couple mags, like to save on expensive ammo, if you're going to run a couple bags of leaded ammo through there, run a mag or two of regular jacketed ammo through it afterwards. It helps clean out the lead. I've never had the problem. I think the leading of the barrel, the leading of the rifling is for the person that only shoots lead rounds and never cleans their damn gun. And I'm not going to say I'm religious about cleaning my gun. I'm not putting that up. I don't want to give that impression at all.
There's also, I have shot lead rounds years and years ago that I bought before I was casting my own bullets and stuff from a 45 auto, and they must have been pure freaking lead. Those were the worst bullets I've ever shot in my life. I mean, the leading, I mean, just one shooting session, you know, had a couple hundred rounds. The lead was building up so hard and so fast, it was actually sticking out of the end of the barrel. And, yeah, if you shoot that shit, I don't care what kind of gun you got, it's going to lead the crap out of it. But like I said, the bullets I cast are very, very, very hard. I mean, not so hard to damage the barrel, but you just don't get much leading. I mean, that's the same lead that I shoot in my 9mm. I was shooting in my 223, and I shot 300 rounds through that 223, my AR-15, lead bullets, before I cleaned it.
So would you tell everybody that you have hard lead balls?
Yeah. Yes, my balls are damn near steel.
There you go, folks, if you wanted to know.
Inquiring minds want to know, and now we do.
Yeah, unfortunately.
See that? We can kill 45 minutes by just talking about our favorite subject, ourselves. I would ask Blue, but he doesn't make videos.
I haven't made a freaking video in forever. I hate wintertime.
Okay, so Blue, have you beat up any innocent people lately?
No, not yet. I've been looking for somebody, but
It's too cold. You don't want to get out of the car.
you're damn right. I don't like this cold weather.
You just
should
take
be
that
like
license
down in the
plate.
South.
And go, I'll see you this spring, son of a bitch.
But you guys were on the T-shirt thing, and I forgot. I had a shirt made of myself here.
I like it.
See that?
You're my boy, Blue.
I was out shopping the other day and saw that. I was like, man, I got to pick that up.
That's perfect.
I know. I mean, I'm just kind of poking fun at you a little bit, but not you, but just. I was just saying, it's too cold to get out of the car. I know I've seen a few times. It's damn near like pouring down rain, and you see a police guy, has got somebody pulled over, and they're standing there, and they got their, rain jacket on and all that, and I'm like, I don't know what that son of a bitch did, but for that police officer to take the time to chase him down, get out and stand in the rain, he must have done something really fucked up, because if it was me and it was just a little bit of a fuck that, I wouldn't pull him over. Oh, he's doing 5-10 miles over the speed limit. Fuck that.
It's
whatever.
more dangerous pulling people over in that shit than it is worth the ticket.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, anytime I've gotten pulled over in like a thunderstorm, which has only happened a couple times ever, and I think that's because A, it is more dangerous, and B, the cop doesn't want to stand outside any more than you do, but the couple times I have been pulled over in what I consider to be either a rain or thunderstorm, I have sat in my car and laughed and laughed and laughed as I'm watching him hold on to his hat and run back to his car with my shit, and he gets in there and shuts the door real quick, and I know he's just in there like, motherfucker, God.
If somebody does something that stupid, it's going to at least cost them $130.
Do you feel your quota this week?
Shit, I probably don't rate. All last year. Oh God, I might have wrote 150 tickets all year. I don't rate
You're supposed to say there's no quota.
Oh no.
How about the blue?
I missed my damn toaster.
You didn't win the free toaster, son of a bitch. It's always next year, Blue.
Hey, I do have a question for you. Since you travel back and forth so much,
Fuck.
have you ever tried or looked at the regulations on carrying a handgun from point A to point B on a plane?
Oh yeah, I used to do it all the time.
How much is involved in that?
You'd have to see my video, but it is. I go to the airport. I want to say I'm going to declare a firearm. They hand me a little piece of paper about this big. I fill out the stuff, my flight information. They don't even open it up. They don't even know. Years ago when I used to fly with the gun, they would make you open it up.
Real quick, I have something to add to this when I get back, so don't change subjects until I get back.
All right. So, but it's basically this. You gotta have it in a hard case, whether it's plastic or metal. And I have a cable. If you're interested, and I got a pretty good video. Well, at least I'm calling it a good video. But it's so damn simple. And I lock it into the frame of the thing, so if the bag opens up, it's still gonna drag across. It's still locked up. But they just tape that form that I just filled out, and they put it right over the thing. And then you lock it up. You use the you know, the FAA lock on the outside of the, not the gun case, because they're not allowed to have a key to that, but the suitcase. And then you just pick it up when you get to the airport, or when you land, and it's simple. But
no kidding.
I've had it where I've lost my luggage, so I had a gun in the middle of who knows where flying around. Because one time I flew into Houston, the airport, Texas had flooded. There was all that flooding and shit, and that somehow the luggage got on another plane and kept going, and I had to divert. I ended up finding another airplane that would take me to LAX, and so my gun was in San Diego. I'm in LA, and then had to get it delivered and all that shit. So it was a fucking nightmare. But if you're gonna go on vacation somewhere and you have the ability to carry in whatever state you're going to, carry a gun. It's so simple. It's easy. It's 5 minutes.
And that's one thing I've never even looked into with being law enforcement. I was wondering, I don't fly. I've flown twice in my life, and I don't plan on doing it again anytime. But if I have had to, I was wondering if there would be anything different.
No, it's simple. And what's weird is one time I went in and I said, hey, I want to declare my firearm. And she's okay. So she hands me this other form that I've never seen. And I'm looking at it, and it has, like department and county and all this shit. And I'm all, is this a new form? Because that's not what I normally use. She's all, oh, you don't want to carry it on the plane. You want to put it in your luggage. I'm all, oh, yeah, in the luggage. No. Because that's big time in trouble if you. I mean, I might have been able to pull it off, but I didn't want to deal with that. It's legal as hell. So there's two. If you're law enforcement and you're signed off, however, if you're there's rules and shit that I don't know because I don't really care to know them. But you might have the ability to bring it on the plane, but more than likely not. You just throw it in your luggage and pick it up when you land.
No, regular police cannot carry on a plane.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd even want to. That's still.
No, but like air marshals, obviously. But like if you're federal, like FBI or some of those guys can do it.
Well, yeah, there's certain classes you have to go through. And,
but they don't know what classes you have. So I'm like, no. I'm just, it's going in the belly of the plane. They're like, oh.
A civilian can as well, as long as they go through those classes. But the amount of flaming hoops you got to jump through just isn't worth it for your 2-hour flight.
I wish it was 2 hours.
Or whatever,
Yeah.
I would like to wholly disagree with Rick and explain that he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I've done it 100 times. So go ahead.
No, I'm fucking with you. Because it's been that simple for me, but it's also been a 2-hour nightmare for me. Not once, and I've flown 6 or 10 times with a gun. Not once has it ever been the same each time. Even at the same airport, not once has it been the same each time. I've always filled out the form. That's always been the same thing, like Rick was saying. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they open my gun case. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they tape the form on the gun case. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they let me open the gun case. Sometimes only the TSA guys can open the gun case. Sometimes I've had to go back through the check and then go through a full pat down and a bomb swab. Last time I flew with a gun, I got checked 3 times and swabbed for bomb residue 3 separate times.
Oh, explain to me what a bomb swab is, please.
It's that little. It's like the little flat cotton thing. They spray it with some sort of a chemical, and they swab like your hands and swab the zipper of your luggage and like the handle of your gun case, and if there's bomb residue there, it'll change a certain color, I believe. Or no, they put it in the machine,
goes in it.
And the machine, the machine sniffs it.
Yeah.
But I've had to do that 3 times. Last time I had to go back through security line, get off to the side, get the full pat down, get my luggage completely rifled through, and go through the bomb swab 3 times.
See, I've never had that done. I've done it in LAX quite a few times, San Diego, and then once you're in flight, the bag you don't touch, but so wherever you land, and then usually I'm either like Charlotte. I've done Charlotte. I've done Greenville, Spartanburg Airport. Where else? And I haven't had any issues.
Oh, and now what's interesting is the way, because you can carry ammo too. It just can't be in the gun depending on what airport you go to, apparently.
It can be in the case, but it has to be, primer's got to be, well, it depends on the airline. It either has to be in the original box,
Yep.
or it has to be in a case that's basically covering the primers.
Yes. Well, that's not what it says on the TSA thing. It just says it has to be, it can't be, it has to be in its original box or in something that's not in the gun. Like you can have them in a plastic bag, like a sandwich bag. In your luggage, separate from, like your gun case can be in your luggage, your check-in, and then the bag of bullets can be like in the pocket of the luggage or whatever.
Yeah.
But the very first time I ever flew with a gun, I had the pistol in the case with a holster and 2 magazines. Both magazines were full of defensive ammo, of the critical duty defensive ammo. And then I had what was left of the critical duty box separate in the rest of my baggage. They said, well, you can't carry it like that. Or no, they let me carry it like that. They even opened the case. They saw that it wasn't loaded, and it was no problem. They put the piece of paper in the case with the gun, and I went about my way.
Did they ever touch your gun?
No.
I was going to say, yeah. And
No.
the reason why I would leave my slide open so that when you did have to present your firearm, the slide would be open. They could look inside and see if there's no mag and nothing in the chamber.
And that same flight coming back, not the same flight, but that same trip coming back to Ohio, back into Columbus International Airport, mind you, that was Columbus flying out, coming back, I had it loaded the same way. Obviously, I didn't have to shoot anybody while I was gone, so the same magazines were loaded and all that. They confiscated all the ammo. They confiscated every bit of the ammo because...
Might as well give them the gun, too.
Because it wasn't in its box. They said, had it been in the box, it would have been fine. But since it was in the magazine, it's not fine. And I explained to them, it's like, look, at Columbus, they checked it, and I said, here's the tag. The tag's still in the fucking case.
Yeah.
That got checked in Columbus. And I said, well, can I take the ammo out and put it in the box? They said, no, we have to take it. So they unloaded the magazines and they had like a little cup that they must have cut pens in or something, and put the ammo in that cup. And yeah, another time was I had the ammo box in the case, in the pistol case, with the pistol and empty magazines, but of course it wasn't loaded or anything like that.
Which is fine.
They said that was fine.
Yeah.
Return flight back to Chicago International, or back to Columbus International again. Where was I coming from that time? I think I was coming from Phoenix. They said no, it has to be outside of it in the rest of your luggage. And just the inconsistencies. Let's pretend for a second that the TSA actually does a good job and does anything of any importance and positively. Let's pretend for a second that we spend $8 billion a year on TSA like it makes a fucking difference. Okay? Even if the TSA was a lawful entity and did any good at all and didn't fail at a 95% rate when tested, the inconsistencies in just their firearm structure makes it unsafe. Makes them absolutely useless. The inconsistencies alone.
Greg Campbell use TSA approved locks on the cases. You can't put TSA approved locks on the cases,
No.
because then you give all those douchebags that go through your luggage the ability to grab your gun and steal it.
Yeah, I put my own locks on the case and TSA locks on my bag.
Exactly. That's the correct way to do it.
Now, sitting here and listening to you two guys, after hearing Rick and after hearing Matt, looking back on everything, do you think there's a difference between it? I'm not, this is just me
I know what
putting it
you're
out
gonna
there.
say.
Clean cut, nice haircut versus long hair and a beard. Do you guys think there's any difference in how you're treated based on appearance only?
Well, I wear a fake wig and then I glue on a beard when I go. So.
Hey, don't forget about the tattoos and the fuck TSA T-shirt I wear.
Oh, that is true.
That could help a little.
That's what I was about to say. I said Matt probably had a 3% T-shirt on, said 3% on the back, fuck the government on the front,
Yeah, TSA
kiss
sucks.
my ass on the fucking sleeve or something like that.
Actually, last time I flew, I had that Eternal Vigilance is the price of freedom, or the price of liberty shirt on. I do know that. Plus, my gun case, which, by the way, here's the last time I flew with a pistol. It's still taped to the case, but also notice what's on my case. My sticker.
Yeah. Why is that not red?
I see. There's another inconsistency. There's probably a red one inside it.
Yeah, it should be red and white.
Yeah, but here's an example. I guess I didn't realize these were in here. By the way, the case, when locked, blue, when padlocked, can't be unclipped and be able to be accessed by prying a corner open. That's one of their rules.
See how Matt's case has two plastic locks? He has to have two locks.
Like here's the locks I put on the case, which are just small master locks, and here's the TSA lock that I put on my bag. I keep those in my pistol case there.
Yeah, when you guys go to buy a case and you're going to travel across country, buy it as small as you can for what you need, right? Say you're just going to carry a concealed weapon, so your holster can be in your bag, doesn't really matter, all that shit. Just you need something that'll hold your firearm and maybe a couple mags. And if you I run one that runs a cable through that locks. So when that bag opens up, it doesn't get yard saled by itself. It will have your sticker on there with your name and information on it, but you see all those things where they put and they slide it through, and they can open your bag up and see what's in there even without a lock, and then they just do the zipper again, and it seals it all back together.
And then I also, along with the TSA lock, in my suitcase that I always travel with, I have zip ties, black zip ties, the heavy duty ones, in the front pocket of it. After they're done checking my baggage, I put a zip tie through the zippers and zip tie it. So TSA can open the lock because they have the TSA key, but they also have to cut it. So anybody breaking into it also has to cut it. So I zip tie the zippers together.
It depends on the zipper, though, Matt. I don't know if you've seen the videos. You know that zipper that looks like it's smooth, round? It's kind of a newer zipper.
Yeah.
They stick a pin in it now, and they undo the whole thing, and then it's a self-healing zipper. So they just run your zipper across and back over again, and it's all zipped up again. You never know they're even in there. So you gotta be careful with that. But the cable, get the cable, Matt. That's a big thing. If maybe yours has it, I don't know. But you lock it into your brace. You unzip where the fabric is to get to the hard frame in there. Entwine it, and it has that thing on there. Because I've had one bag blow up before.
Now, to answer Blue's, to go back to what Blue was saying, whether you've had it as good as Rick has had it, or as bad as the worst time I've had it with flying with a firearm, I would suggest flying with a firearm. But bottom line, there is no amount of bullshit that I've gone through that has deterred me from next time I fly, which will be in this spring. There's no amount of bullshit that has caused me to say I'm not flying with a gun anymore. In fact, in spring I'm going to probably be flying with an AK and my pistol.
It's really simple, Blue, especially as a peace officer.
Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be. And the only reason I really brought it up is I filed some pretty serious charges against an individual who, of course, fled states, and once he ends up getting picked up somewhere, there's a good chance I'm going to have to fly out to pick him up and bring him back. And I'm sure the rules in that might be different because I'm going to be on duty, active. I just don't know what the rules for that would even be because nobody's ever covered that with us.
See, that's as gun supporters, as Second Amendment supporters, that is a fight we have seemed to gloss over. That is a fight that I think we can win, but nobody has taken the charge for it and done anything really, really big with it. Is that you, the government, trust me as a citizen to carry my pistol, arguably among 300 million people. But I can't carry it with 70 people in a plane. The body count is much smaller. You know, the body count is much, much smaller. But that people with concealed weapons permits, that is a fight that we should be fighting, is that people with concealed weapons permits can carry on their person in a plane.
Well, that could bring up some debate.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where I agree with what you're saying. It's also one of those deals where there would almost still have to be the restrictions on if people are carrying on a plane, there would have to be some type of ammo restriction that if, you know, I'm on a plane and Matt's on a plane and I decide that, you know, and we're all allowed to carry our guns, and I decide to go postal and, you know, do whatever, yes, people on that plane should be able to defend themselves. However, if you're trying to defend yourself, there still should be something there to where, you know, you're not going to shoot through the walls of the plane. You're not going to decompress. You're not. But there again, you know, if I'm there shooting at people, you know, and he's trying to stop me, what's the worst that could happen other than me killing everybody if he doesn't shoot back?
Yeah, I mean, you have a choice. You have the bad guy with a gun on the plane. Not that it happens a lot or very often at all. Matter of fact, it's happened very rarely, at least that we know about. But you have the bad guy with a gun on a plane that will kill everybody and take the plane down with him. Or you have the good guy with the gun on the plane. The bad guy may take out a couple people. You take out the bad guy, and in the process, you put a hole in the fuselage, and all the air mass come down. It's not going to bring the plane down.
Right.
You know, that's your worst case scenario. It really is.
But it's not like TV where the side of the plane opens up.
It should suck you out.
Yeah.
Right into the engine.
No, and see what the difference between real life and movies is that the whole side of the plane doesn't rip out. You get sucked through that 9mm hole, and just your boots get caught up, and you just see this, you know, stuck on the inside while your body's flapping away on the outside.
I'm sure you can find it on YouTube very easy. If you look up, there's a clip from, what they call that show? Was it Archie Bunker? Was that? Well, I know that was the main character. All in the Family. He does this TV interview. You know, it's on the show. Of course, then they was calling them skyjackers, not, you know, whatever, hijackers. It was skyjackers. And he had the solution. He was on like his news show, and he's like, he had it all figured out. It's just when everybody gets on the plane, you just issue them a gun. And that way, if somebody tries to hijack the plane, everybody's armed, and then when they get off the plane, they turn their guns back in. He said, they'll stop it. Nobody will ever try to hijack a plane again, or skyjack is what he was calling it. And it's true though. I'm not saying I want everybody in the plane to have a gun, but it was kind of funny. But at the same time, it was well, you know, it does have a point. I mean, seriously though, every state that's enacted very more open, easier to get concealed weapon permits, they're, I won't say overall crime, but violent crime, murder, and stuff like that has gone down, which has been going down nationwide anyway. And that may be why, because there's so many states, it's so easy to get a concealed weapon permit now.
Well, on average, that's a reality. I think Arizona was the first state to go constitutional carry, and Phoenix crime rate dropped, and I mean plummeted. Like a couple years after that happened, and that's pretty much a standard that places that have gone constitutional carry or made it much easier for people to carry firearms, crimes drop. And I'm not going to say they're non-existent. I'm not going to say a gun is never used, you know, but crime drops across the board. Rapes, home invasions, murders, violent assaults, across the board they drop.
Well, think about it. You're a guy that goes out and commits a rape, commits a murder, commits whatever. He's not going to, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to stop with just one. You put a couple holes in them, that therefore stops a repeat offender. Crime drop rates, or, you know, the crime rates drop.
I'd like to change subject real quick. We can go back to it. This is something that's been bothering me for a couple days, and the person is out in the chat room. I'm not going to call him out by name, but TR, you recall the other night when you had a bad troll problem in your chat, and I said, I think I know who the person is, and I have his name and address. There is a person out in the chat room who went to somebody else who they thought I was talking about, and luckily that other person was smart enough to contact me to find out if I was talking about them, and I was not. So, the person out in the chat room, mind your fucking business, and don't talk unless you know what you're talking about. Because you almost started a shitstorm that didn't need to be started.
Yes, please, no drama. We don't need drama.
Say that drama for your mama.
I know Matt's like me. He's been on YouTube a long time. He's had people send him shit. I've sent people shit. Just saying I know somebody's address. That's a pretty damn broad group of people. So you you can't make assumptions about that. Yeah, keep the drama down, please, please. Because Matt's one of those people, if he don't like you and he don't really, you know, if he wants to say something about somebody, he'll probably just call them out. He's not going to do the drama queen bullshit.
I've got your address, DR.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have, yeah, I got Rick's address too. I've been to his house.
Yeah.
Well, no, this person, I had a previous issue with somebody, and this person that is out in the chat room went to that somebody and said he was talking shit about you, saying you were trolling, and that he had your address and everything else. And that's not at all the person I was talking about. That's not who I thought was trolling your chat, TR. As a matter of fact, I told you who I thought was trolling your chat afterwards. You recall that? And was this person it?
No.
I was told different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I was told, I mean, it could be hearsay too. I didn't do anything about it. It ain't like I went to people's channel and said, you know, pulled them up and blocked them. I was just like, okay, well, thanks for the info. Yeah, that was it. Could be true, could not be true. That's why I didn't go to their channel and block them or ban them, because it was just somebody telling me something. Could have been totally truthful. I don't know. So, as I said, well, thanks for the heads up, and I'll keep an eye out for it. That's it. Yeah.
Try-
No use starting a fucking war.
Back to a lighter subject. Charlie Prep says, Matt, did you ever get larger shirts for us fat asses that might want one? I believe a couple of my shirts are now available in 3 and 4X, like big and tall, long. But I'd have to go check. I know I did look into it. If not, Charlie Prep, PM me on YouTube. I'll eventually find it. PM me on YouTube. Tell me, shoot a link in the YouTube which one you want that's big and tall, or the larger sizes, and I will make sure and make that one available in larger sizes. Because the larger sizes cost quite a bit more money. As they usually do when you get.
So now it's 12 months.
Yeah, it seemed like when you did that for the Black Guns Matter, I want to say it knocked the price up to like $19.95 or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
It might have been. I know that an $11 shirt in the 3 and 4X size is $22 or $19, I think. So do the math. It's like $6 or $8 more, or a triple X and quadruple X.
Yeah, I can get the cheap shirts.
Yeah, I was going to
say
say,
about it,
why are you looking at that?
the one thing that I like about the way the shirts are sized, and now, like I said, Matt don't make any money on them, but they're, if I get a large, it's long enough. I mean, not like a damn miniskirt or nothing, but I mean it's long enough. Because sometimes I have that problem. I get a shirt, it fits me good, but it's not very long, so it's hard to conceal carry. But with the large shirts I get from Matt's, the Spreadshirt.com, they're long enough that I can conceal carry, and it's, even if I'm leaning over or whatever, it's very hard for it. It's unlikely that my gun will come, exposed. Luckily in South Carolina, if my gun does become exposed, it's legal.
And you're like 6'2", are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay, you're 6 foot. I thought you were taller than that for some reason.
That's just because he was standing next to me, Matt.
I actually had that happen to me yesterday. I took the family out to a restaurant, and I was sitting there eating. And it's not a high-class restaurant, but it's like in town, one of the, that's where all the, the local politics show up and everything else. But we're sitting there eating, and I didn't know it because I'm just used to wearing concealed and everything's always covering, but I was wearing a T-shirt that was like TR just said, just a little shorter than what it should have been. And I'm sitting there eating, and the waitress came up and said, "Sir, can you cover that?" And I'm like, "What?" And I looked down, I was like, "Oh shit!" And I just covered it. It was no big deal, but yeah, that's one of those things that I don't know. I'm not up for, if people want to open carry in a restaurant, do whatever, then yeah, you can do it. I don't care, but personally, I'd prefer to keep her covered, and we didn't do it that day.
Yeah, but I found myself, if I just, summertime, just got the T-shirt on or whatever, I had some T-shirts that were like just bare minimal, but if I went to the next size up, they were like too big this way, and I had to admit, like I say, I mean, these shirts, I like the length of them. They give you a good length,
Do you guys ever get holes in the sides? Man, I always get, it looks like I get a moth that just eat from bumping into your gun.
Holes inside your what?
Shirt.
That's because you sat on your ass too much.
Oh, it's from bumping into shit.
I usually don't conceal carry. I usually open carry. And when I
Yeah,
do conceal carry, it's an overshirt. I almost never conceal carry with like a t-shirt on. If I do, it's an overshirt. Otherwise, I'm usually open carrying.
because like the edges will bump against stuff, and it'll put little tiny holes that after a few washes, there'll be these tiny little holes. Looks like a freaking moth ate one little section of exactly where you put it every time. Nobody, just me, huh?
My last computer chair though, like I'm sitting in a kitchen chair. I still haven't learned my lesson. I'm sitting on a hard fucking kitchen chair. But my last computer chair had like a mesh back to it, and it ended up with a hole because where the magazine and grip, it would hit right where the mesh was stretched around the frame. So right at that edge,
Yeah.
and it ended up with a hole in the back of the computer chair.
Well, when I'm sitting in this chair, I just got them lined up behind me. I don't have it on. Got my props.
Yeah, I know you.
That's just from, I don't know how long I've been doing chats. It seems like a couple years. It may not be that long, but if it is, yeah, it has been over 2 years. I've been doing chats for 2 years, over 2 years. And so I just got learned to keep some stuff is always laying out, and where I've pulled it out, I'm just too lazy to go put it back up. So I've accumulated a lot of shit around me. What you want to see? Glock 1911 45 long Colt. What do you want to see? I got I think I showed this in the chat. I got or maybe it was before. It might have been before we got on the chat. I don't know. I've already got me a concealed weapon, inside waistband holster for my Glock. It's a Galco. Very good retention. It don't have a screw or anything, but man, this thing is tight. Now I know it's brand new, but on my belt, as far as pulling the gun out, it's no problem. Just doing it right here is. I mean, it's so tight that if I don't put my thumb on the back of the slide, it'll actually push the slide back a little bit. But I've worn it several days, and I'm really digging carrying the Glock. I mean, it's 17.
Rubio 556, when talking about open carry, of course he was joking because he said LOL afterwards, but he said, what about the tactical advantage, or tactical disadvantage of open carrying? Well, for all the safety Sallies out there, not only do I open carry, but my holster has like no retention. It doesn't have it's not a Black Hawk with a push button or the Blade Tech with a thumb release. It just has the divot in the Kydex that has whatever retention it has on the trigger guard.
Well, the good thing about Kydex, I mean, if you're comfortable with it, ain't no hell, it's good to go. But if you wanted more retention, I'm sure you could heat it up and push that divot in, and you could make it. Okay.
I did. If you look, I don't know how well it's going to come across on camera, but okay, I can see it. I don't know if you can, but it looks like there's a round circle right there.
Yep.
Okay. What I ended up doing was heating it up and taking the butt end of a screwdriver and pushing into it with the gun in it, and pushing into it until it cooled. And I did it on both sides. That one's a little bit deeper. In order to make the retention a little stiffer, in order to give it that snap. But other than that, yeah.
Is that the holster you wear when you do a lot of training?
No, I wear when I do training, I wear the Black Hawk Serpa leg holster. Now, when I do concealed weapon stuff, when I train people in concealed weapon stuff, this is the holster I wear. And this is the holster I wear on a usually daily basis. This or just a Phobos paddle holster, because I can take it on and off real quick because I can't wear it inside work. So usually throughout the week I have a Phobos that I get to work, I take it off, I get back in my truck after work, I put it back on. On the weekends or the evenings, if I'm out doing stuff, this goes on my belt. And then on the weekends, I always have that Blackhawk Serpa leg holster.
Seen some videos on it. I think Dan the Firearm Guy just done one. I haven't watched it yet. I got to go back and watch it. But like where you're at, Matt, you can open carry. In South Carolina, I can't open carry, so but I do have my concealed weapon permit. I can carry concealed. Just as you're stating, like you can't carry into work, as far as in the building. There is some discipline to putting that gun on to go to work if you know you're going to get out of your truck, car, or whatever. If you're going to go into a convenience store, go into McDonald's or whatever it is, it's easy to get in that mindset, well, I can't carry it at work. I got it in the truck or car, but I don't put it on because I'm just going to work and I can't wear it in there. But I caught myself, it's like, well, I get out of my truck because I usually stop at a convenience store or McDonald's or whatever it is, even if it's just that 5-minute stop. I need to have it on and then take it off when I get to work, shove it under the seat or whatever I'm going to do with it. There's a little bit of discipline that you have to kind of get into the habit of doing that. It's easy not to get into the habit of doing that. Any other time when I'm not going to work, it's like my driver's license and wallet. It's on me. But I caught myself not carrying when I went to work, and I had to make a conscious effort to like, okay, put the damn gun on, go to work because I know I'm going to get out of my truck before I get there. And then when I get in my truck, if I think I'm going to stop somewhere, I'll go ahead and strap it back on, and ride home to work.
Now, third option brought up Tex Grebner, which if you watch my video, my review of the leg holster, I don't mention Tex Grebner by name, but I do say that for new shooters, I don't suggest the Serpa holster because people have a tendency to push the button and while they're pulling the pistol out, snag their finger on the trigger, or when reholstering, get the holster stuck on the trigger or their finger in there. However, I saw somebody mention crossbreed. I do have a crossbreed holster. It's the Ojai holster, and it's the one that's mounted in my truck. On long drives, I take it off my hip, and I put it like this on my dashboard. Made a review video. As a matter of fact, speaking of third option, he I think was the first one to comment on that. Those are great holsters. But for my inside the waistband, when I'm dressing up, like going to dinner and shit, I run the Alien Gear. What do they call hybrid? The Alien Gear, Kydex and leather.
I have one hybrid holster, and it's for my HKP7. I'd say I really like the hybrid holsters. I can't tell you the name of the one I got right now, but I like the way it distributes the weight really good, and I think are comfortable. It's comfortable to me anyway. That's the only one I have. Other than that, I've carried. Matter of fact, this one right here. Blackhawk. I don't even think I know what the model it is. I think it just says like inside the waistband. I forget it, but it may have a model number. I don't know. But this is what I carry. My 1911s. I either carry this one or the Colt that has the 4 1/4 barrel, officer's length, aluminum frame. Very light gun, very easy to carry. But I've carried this one too. I was telling Matt. I was carrying this today. I went and bought this holster for the Glock. Got home, took this gun off just to kind of get used to it and break it in. Put the Glock on while in the house, just carrying it around in the house. And I actually had to pop the magazine out because it was so freaking light. I was like, hell, did I load the damn gun up? But it was. I was like, wow, I'm really going to like carrying this 17 because I can't hardly feel the damn thing on me after carrying that hog leg.
No,
I was just saying, TR, can you turn that holster around so we can see the part that rides against your body? I mean, the part that rides against your body, if they flattened that out to distribute, you're going to have to talk or something.
click on the picture, Blue.
What the hell?
Turn your mic on, TR.
There we go.
We can't hear you, TR.
Sorry. The Black Hawk holster that I got for the 1911 is really thin. It's a pretty thin leather, you know, and it's got this little extra right here to kind of keep it opened up when you reholster, you know. And it does have a retention screw that you can adjust the retention. The Galco is a thicker leather, I guess you'd say. You know, it's a thicker and very like a stiffer, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm used to it or what, because I just prefer the leather up against my body. It just it's smoother, it's softer, and I just believe in and not down in Kydex. I mean, there's a lot of people really like Kydex, and you can buy some, you know, pretty expensive Kydex. But I found when I first started carrying guns, I bought a few holsters that I didn't like. When I bought this Black Hawk, I paid $60, $75 for it. I got a few other that I've paid $40 to $60 for. This one was $60, and you just can't. Some people may can, but you just can't buy a damn $15 Uncle Mike's holster and think it's going to be the nice, comfortable, good holster. I believe in buying quality holsters.
A holster.
It puts the leather against its skin.
Hey, if you guys haven't, TR, if you want a little bit of the best of both worlds, look at Garrett Industries. And the reason why I say that is it's Kydex wrapped leather, and it has a neoprene. It has leather against you, neoprene, and then leather again, and then Kydex. And then what's cool about this company compared to a lot of companies is it has a very thin. Somehow they're able to put this thin leather on the Kydex, so the Kydex click, as they say. You can draw your weapon without any noise, which is kind of neat. But it also, if you care, I don't really care, but it'll protect your gun from getting a bunch of wear on it. But man, their holsters kick ass.
Now, I'm going to go
Oh, Matt,
a little this way. No, Mr. Brandon Annette said something about carrying a shoulder holster. And no. Unless you're in a vehicle a lot, I would never ever suggest anybody carry a shoulder holster. They're dangerous. You put yourself in a bad position with them. With shoulder holsters, you're breaking every rule except for the finger on the trigger. You're breaking every rule of gun safety the second you touch your pistol. It's pointed in a direction you're unsure of. When you draw it, you have to you muzzle sweep everybody next to you, including usually your own arms, so you're pointing it at things you're not willing to destroy. I mean, you're obviously not sure of your target and what's behind it. And to boot, on top of that, if you're in a confrontational situation in self-defense and you reach across like this, it does not take somebody but a half a second to reach up and grab your arm and pin it against your body. And now it doesn't matter if you have a gun or not, because now only can you not pull your gun, now your arm is trapped.
That's kind of an international sign also coming across your body. What in a self-defense situation, what other reason would you have for going across your body like that. I mean, that's a huge key. So yeah, I agree with everything you just said right there. That's some good points.
And it's too many movements. It's too much body mechanics and too much movements. You carry a holster here, or like 2 o'clock or something, near appendix carry. That's a very natural place for your hand and arm to go as you raise it. There's a lot of body mechanics involved in coming across your body, especially if you're a big guy, coming across and reaching across. Yeah, I think shoulder holsters are the absolute worst holsters out there. When I train people, I've had people show up with shoulder holsters, and I'll if somebody's got an extra cheap Uncle Mike's, it's like, here, put this on your waist. I don't want you here if you have a shoulder holster.
But you guys saw that barbershop shooting where the guy went underneath. He was getting his hair cut, and 2 armed guys came in. One was the shotgun. I think one was with a pistol. And I think there was 2 armed people in the barbershop, but one of them took action. He's sitting in the chair getting his hair cut, and can you imagine? I mean, just think about it. Even if he had like a windbreaker or something on, instead of going right to his hip where he was carrying his concealed carry, he would have had to gone up underneath the cape, around, and made so much movement that would have drawn so much unwanted attention. And you got to think of that stuff.
And you're required, if you have a shoulder holster, you're required to have a white suit jacket on and be in Florida.
Miami Vice.
I have to admit, I do have a shoulder holster, but the only time I wear it, and the only reason I even bought it is for riding my bike. Because I can't open carry. Well, I can in North Carolina, but I can't open carry here. And having the gun, because the holsters I wear don't have any kind of strap to hold it on. And if I'm riding my shadow, the way I sit in the seat is pushing the gun out of the damn holster. And that's the only reason I wear it, and that's the only time I wear it, is when I'm riding my bike.
Well, I prefaced my shoulder holster rant with, if you drive a lot, like if you're in a seated position, it's better. Okay, so I'm just going to go through. I'm going to be making a video about this, so I'm going to give a bit of a spoiler here. So here we go. So when you're drawing from your hip holster in your driver's seat, you run a handful of problems. Number one, if you have a console or an armrest here where your seatbelt is on, it's almost impossible to get to in a reasonable amount of time. So that is a problem. That is where a shoulder holster comes in handy, right? So the next problem is whipping it around too fast. You draw, if you're able to draw it, people come up and hit the steering wheel. They'll come up and hit the steering wheel instead of going over top of it like you should. So that's problem number 2, right? Problem number 3 is you're trapped, and this is a lot of movement for a bad guy that's maybe near your window. So there are problems when seated all the time, especially in a vehicle or even a motorcycle, with having a pistol on your hip. And that's why I said the only time I really suggest somebody carry a shoulder holster is when they're seated all the time or driving all the time, because it's very easy to tell when a guy's got you at gunpoint, knife point, or grabbed a hold of you through your window, and they say, give me your money or whatever. It's very easy to convince somebody that it's in your jacket pocket, that your money or your wallet's in your jacket pocket. And you can draw and shoot from, the camera's not even on me, but you can draw and shoot from here. That way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the only point I was making. Well, not really making a point. It's just like, I do have one, but I agree with you, Matt. That's the only time I wear it. I mean, even now that it's winter time and I got a jacket on and all that, I still don't use a shoulder holster, because I agree with you. I can do this a whole lot damn quicker than fumble through my damn jacket, because I may have it zipped up, and I got to unzip my jacket, get it out. It is a Sherpa holster. You know, and that was the other reason I got it. I got a Serpa holster, shoulder rig, the whole thing, in case I get in a wreck or something like that. My gun ain't flying out, you know, and all that shit. But that's the only time I ever wear it.
Yeah, and if you're carrying it like a 3 or 430 in that seat, you know, if you're driving that, the connection to your seatbelt's right there. There's a lot of shit going on. It's almost better to have a holster that you had as just a car holster. So when you get into the car, you just put it in that holster. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's because I'm like driving. I'm like, if I had to draw right now, it'd be a pain in my ass. I wouldn't be able to even get to it.
Gimp Geek. I want to mount a holster on my wheelchair and a rake to carry a rifle or shotgun on the other side of my chair. Seriously, Gimp, I don't know if this is how your chair is, but a lot of wheelchairs I've seen, the armrests have like flat sides to them, or like plates where there would normally be like an opening under the armrest part. If you have that, check into those crossbreed Ojai holsters. You can put them wherever you want. They come with sticky back Velcro, and then the holster itself has the hard side Velcro on it, so you can put the soft side of Velcro in areas of your house, on your wheelchair, under your desk. I have mine on the downward slope of my dashboard for when I'm on long trips. But you can just rip that Velcro, or, you know, rip the holster right off there, undoing the Velcro, and stick it somewhere else.
I seen somebody do a video on that. Did you do a video on that, Matt? Okay, that was probably the one I seen
Yeah.
then.
Yep.
Yeah. That is a pretty neat setup.
And is that the same way where you can put it in the bag? Is it the right? You know, a lot of gun bags that have the Velcro, whether one-sided loop. Is it compatible, or is it the opposite?
I don't know. If it's the soft Velcro inside the bag, then it's compatible. I can't imagine they'd put the hard side of Velcro in the bag because you're reaching your hand in there and scratching up your hand all the time. So
Yeah.
if it's the soft Velcro, then yeah, you would be able to do that.
I watched a video by somebody. I think it was Ben Living Survival, and he bought some really trick bag, but it had the opposite of what he would have used for a holster. I don't remember who made the bag, but he's like, man, they just put the wrong side of this shit on here.
I have two of them, and I don't need two of them. I would give one away, but it would narrow it down to only Glock 19, Glock 26, Glock 17, and the mid and full size 40s. You know, because they all run the same frame.
Yeah.
And it's an open-ended holster. So you, like my Glock 19, the slide and barrel only stick out just a teeny bit. Glock 26 is recessed a little bit, and the Glock 17 sticks out real far. But it will fit the mid-size frame Glocks like that.
Lap 2.
40. So if I give it away, it narrows it down to people that only have those guns.
Everybody should have those guns.
Thank you, Chuck. We wanted to... Charlie, that's the camera you're in front of.
You just ain't been getting enough camera time here lately.
It's lap 2.
Yes, I know you have a fan base. Tactical Cat has a fan base, probably a bigger fan base than I have. But get your furry ass out of the way. He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all.
He's a cat. He knows he's in front of the freaking camera. That's what cats do. That's why I really like cats, because they have their own personality. You can't train them. They're just going to do whatever the fuck they're going to do. And that's just the way it is.
That's one of the reasons I like cats, is they're a lot like me. Oh, really? Well, fuck you. You know?
Yeah, they'll just look at you, sit on the counter, and just knock shit off of it. Like, what do you think about that, motherfucker? And then 20 minutes later, you come up and demand you fucking pet them.
Or call the shit out of you.
Now, Chuck has been getting. Chuck used to be that way. Chuck, Tactical Cat, he used to be an asshole. And I mean, anybody that wasn't me, he'd go after him. Bite him, scratch him. But in his aging years, because he's 12 years old now, let me see, 2006. No. Yeah, he was 2 years old in 2006, so what's that make him now?
That'd be 12.
Yeah, he's 12 years old now. So he's probably only got a couple years left. But in his getting older, he's a lot friendlier than he used to be.
My brother and his wife had a cat. That son of a bitch, if I'm not mistaken, it lived to be over 20. Oh, was it a grumpy ass cat? That thing, just like what you're saying, that thing would hiss. You'd pet it, and it'd be all right for like the first 30 seconds, and then it would turn on you, hiss, and start scratching at your hands. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I'll have to be honest. Chuck didn't even like me when we first got him. Night number one, and this is a funny story. Night number one, my ex-wife and I bought Chuck at a pet store, which I consider to be a rescue, because pet stores are horrible.
Yep.
And the best the vet could tell was that he was around 2 years old in this little tiny cage. So bought him at the pet store, and it was all day long. I mean, he did his cat thing where he hid a little bit here and there, new environment, but he was nice. Around about the time the sun went down, he turned into a totally different creature. Like, if there was skin exposed, he was clawing at you and biting you. To the point, and I shit you not, I considered pissing the bed in order to not get out of bed, so that my bare feet wouldn't get attacked. I honestly, I was laying in bed considering it, because anytime either one of us got out of bed, he would go after our feet. So the next day, early in the morning, I've always been a morning person. Everybody's still sleeping. I get up, I'm sitting in my recliner, scrolling through the channels, and Chuck jumps up in my lap, and he's purring and all nice and rubbing up on me, and I was like, dude, why are you so nice now and you were such an asshole last night? As soon as I said that, he freaked. He flipped over, clawed my arm, started biting me. I snapped. I grabbed him by his neck. It was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And his body just went limp.
You killed him.
Like, oh shit, I just killed the cat. Day number one, and like in 10 minutes the kids are going to be downstairs. What do I do? And this lifeless cat is laying in my lap, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I just killed the cat. And so I kind of shake him, and I realize he's still breathing. He kind of comes out of it, his eyeballs are all like going different directions in his head, like, what the fuck just happened? Motherfucker never attacked me again.
I've never heard of an alpha cat. It makes sense.
Yeah. You won that battle.
Yeah, I had a cat once. I was first married. Actually, we had two cats. One male, one female. And the female was a bitch. Oh, was she a bitch. But down in the basement where I'm at now, where whenever I was married, this was like my game room, Xbox, PlayStation, all that shit back in the early 20s. And that's pretty much where the cats hung out, was in the basement. I had a nice beanbag chair, surround sound, all the shit for playing Call of Duty and all that shit. One night I got home from work and I grabbed a couple beers and come down into the basement. And I plopped my ass into the fucking beanbag chair. That fucking bitch, there was a puddle of piss at least 3 inches fucking deep in that beanbag chair, and I fucking just splashed down into it. I have not owned a cat since then.
It's funny.
And I know it was the female. I didn't see her do it, but I know it wasn't the male. Jay, he was awesome. He was J-Cat. He was the coolest cat in the world. But that female, oh, was she a bitch?
I thought you were gonna say you sat on the cat.
No, I wish I would have.
I know. And then I was thinking, yeah, that would have been better.
Yeah, I've had a lot of cats. I like cats. When I was a kid, when I was growing up with my parents, we had a lot of dogs. We had so many dogs, and I had them all my life that I didn't want a dog ever again. Not that they were that bad. It was just, I mean, we had like 13 dogs at one time when I was a kid.
That's a lot of dogs.
Well, we lived out in the country, and it's like all the strays ended up migrating to our house. And that's how we ended up, you know, it wasn't fenced in, had a lot of acreage. And it was just like, oh shit, you know, just another dog show up and start hanging out. And so all my life I had dogs, and we had cats too. But once I moved out of my parents' house and stuff, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done with dogs.
TR was on the dog sled team, though. You guys didn't know that.
Now, see, there's a reason. There's a reason Chuck has half a tail, and that was because coming home drunk one night from the bar, I had my riding boots on. I was out on the bike that night, and they're almost like cowboy boots with a really hard heel, and I had hard floors in my house, and you guys have seen how dark it is. I went stumbling into the living room, and coming down, so the back corner of my heel, right in the middle of his tail. And he had to get it amputated. Yeah, he did not like me for a couple weeks, but he still never attacked me again.
You just had to reinforce who was boss.
That's right. Just in case you forgot, bam!
I'm going to have to find it. I've got a picture of the first canine that I had. We went to training for a month, and part of the canine training is you have to desensitize them from going after animals, cats, and everything else. So while you're doing shit, they have cats running around. They have it so that you train the dog not to, you know, if they're doing a building search or whatever, you don't want them going off on a cat. You don't want them going off on a raccoon, you know, something like that. This fucking dog, oh, did I feel bad for him? Because Jay, the male cat, which is the one I actually liked, I brought the dog home, and I was all worried. I was like, man, it's a badass canine dog. He's going to rip the shit out of this cat, even though we went through all this training. And I've got him on a leash. I walk him into the house. Fucking J-Cat walks right up to him, looks at him, stands up on his back fucking paws, and as he's swinging, bam, 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 the fucking ex-wife takes a picture at that fucking exact time of this fucking little tiny cat beating the shit out of a police dog. I'm going to have to find that and post that on my Google Plus, because it was hilarious. And the dog knew if he fucking went after that cat, I was gonna get the dog. But it was like, you know, that lasted for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and then they all fucking laid on the floor and snuggled together. But that's a great picture. I'll have to find that.
I had, I know I've told a story about where I had a black bear walking through my yard in the middle of the day one time. I was on the front porch, and at the time I had 4 cats. I was sitting out there, and they were inside outside cats. You know, go out play in the day, come in at night. And when I saw the bear, I didn't know it was a bear. I just saw it in the corner of my eye. I just saw something big. I thought it was a dog. So I started walking down. I was going to, you know, just shoot a dog off, run the dog off, so it wouldn't attack the damn cats or whatever. And the last cat I had that I've shown in chats in the past and stuff, that little son of a bitch was right beside me. And then when I stopped, when I realized it was a bear, the cat was still going. He was going after the fucking bear. I was like, get your ass back here. As I was backing up, I was like, Josie, come here.
Your cat was not named Josie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
I named him after Josie Wells.
Not okay.
Yeah, Josie Wells was I was thinking of, and he went after dogs too. That little son of a bitch wasn't scared of nothing. If it was in the yard, he was like, "Hey, it's my fucking yard."
That's cool.
Now I grew up with a cat. Anybody heard of a Maine Coon cat?
Nope.
Look them up sometime. They're massive cats. They're huge cats. And he was an indoor-outdoor cat, and he was even declawed in the front and was an outdoor cat because he was that badass. Like I would sit as a kid on the porch and watch him catch birds out of midair.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, he was huge. When he laid down on the dryer, on the clothes dryer, he almost took up the entire top of the clothes dryer.
Holy shit.
It's too big of a cat.
What's like having a fucking mountain lion in your house?
At least a bobcat.
Yeah, one of the cats I had, awesome cat. He was awesome for his lap cat, lap cat or whatever. He was big. He might not have been as big as what you're talking about, Matt. This fucker was huge. And I'd be laying on the couch trying to take a nap or something, just kick back on the weekends back years ago. That motherfucker would jump up on the couch and just land on my chest, knock every bit of the breath out of me. I don't know what he weighed. It probably wasn't that much, but he was one of the biggest cats I've ever seen. As far as just around here, he was huge.
Yeah, Colorado apparently knows about Maine Coons. He did say some are bigger than bobcats. Some are freaking huge. Mine wasn't that big. I mean, mine was big, but he wasn't as big as that one. There's pictures. You can find pictures online of I think it's an orange-colored Maine Coon that is on its hind legs with its arms like this, not like this to where he's peering over, but like this on a back porch handrail.
Yeah, now mine wasn't that fucking big. He was a cool cat though. Sometimes he'd get on the back of the couch and like facing behind me or whatever. I'm watching TV, and I know he was doing it on purpose. I know how cats are, and he just smacked me in the face with his tail. And I'd look at him, cuss him out or whatever, and he'd look at me. He would actually look at me and take his tail and just flick it and pop me in the fucking face.
Yeah, that's like Chuck. I used to have a mantle at my old house. When my first 3 videos were made in an old house in Ohio before any of you guys ever even knew me, because like I said, the first 2 or 3 videos I ever made were right before I moved to where you guys met me at, and I had a mantle, like just a wooden shelf mantle, and it looks like by the hole in the wall, it looks like there was probably a gas line that came through there, and one of those wall-mounted gas fireplaces was probably under that. And I used to keep stuff up there, like all my mini Harleys would be up there, a couple pictures, some shit like that, some shot glasses. And Chuck would get up there, and when he wanted attention, he would knock something off of there. And my couch ran this way with the wall, and the wall with the mantle on it was this way. I'd be laying on the couch, I'd be like, Chuck, stop it. He'd stop, he'd look at me, and like he would stop and look at me and like put his paw on the side of something, and then look at me and scoot it. And if I didn't get up, he'd scoot it some more. Be like, don't do it, and he'd be like, whoop, and it'd go. And he'd walk up to the next thing, put his paw on the side of it, and just look at me. Like, what are you gonna do? Scoot it. Like, dude, don't do it. Bloop. Down away.
Cats are dicks.
Yeah.
That's why you needed a Nerf gun for that shit. For a squirt bottle.
But I like that about cats. They just Like I said, you can't train them. They're their own little people or whatever, beings or whatever. But they're smart as fuck. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Little jackasses.
That's your next T-shirt, Matt. Cats or dicks, and then have one sitting on the mantle with his paw up on like your priceless heirloom.
You keep talking about cats. Matt's gonna be. Since we already have a chicken whisperer, we're gonna have a cat whisperer here coming up.
No, I am gonna make. I think I am gonna make TR a new shirt, though. TR Glocker shirt.
Yeah.
You know, like right now, the shirt that I made him, it says the chicken choker, and then the choker is crossed out, and it says Whisperer under it. This one's going to say TR Prepper with Prepper crossed out and Glocker under it.
There you go.
I'll take 5.
TR is my absolute best customer. I did not realize that Gimp Geek had some shirts too. He said he's wearing one right now. That's pretty awesome. I don't keep track though. Like I said, since I don't get the sales off of it, I don't keep track of who gets them. I mean, people have to tell me or I have to see them online.
Well, I mean, like I said, you don't make money off of them, or whatever. But I will say, because I've been wearing them for a while. I've been wearing your T-shirts for a while. The first one I got, I actually won in a contest you done, and I liked the shirt. I liked the quality of it because I'd just been buying them at Walmart. You know, my T-shirts or whatever. And I was like, hey, it's a pretty damn nice shirt, you know. So I've ordered them, and I've just got in the habit, and they're really good shirts, I have to say.
Yeah, TR, you did win that, didn't you? You've won a couple things off of me, haven't you?
I know I won the shirt. Oh, I won some ammo. And that might have been at the same time. I'm not sure. I won some 22 ammo from you, a couple boxes of 22s.
Yeah.
Tell them where you can get your shirts at.
ResistTheTyranny.spreadshirt.com. In fact, yes, Muskets, my website did get fucked up. I'm going to, since I can post links, since I have the wrench, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat room. And I almost forgot about my gun-owning infidel T-shirt that looks like the Major League Baseball logo. There you go.
Yeah, I forgot moderators can post links too. Yeah. Y'all on the panel, help. Put something out there, Rick and Lou. I'll make you a fucking moderator too. Y'all on the chat.
Yeah.
You don't want me having that much power.
Yeah, you already got enough power. Fucking copper.
Yeah, he's a cop. He'll beat people with that wrench.
I'll just start launching people out of the chat room just because.
Treat him like a king.
I like your real eyes, real lies. That's I like that one.
Real wise, real wise.
There's a lot of good stuff on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of them I don't. As a matter of fact, most of them I don't own. I can't guarantee anything. There's no guarantee. I'm not going to sit here and I can vouch for the shirts that TR has and that I have. Some of them are experiments to see how they'll turn out, and I've never ordered one. But I've also never gotten any complaints, so there you go.
Oh, you even have little scarves.
Yeah, whatever they're called, yeah.
Somebody let a damn Canadian in here. Son of a bitch.
There he is. About damn time. I lost his number. He needs to call me.
Those scarves, those bandanas are probably going to go away. and I think isn't there mugs or something there too? I can't remember. I need to go through and clean some shit out that have never sold and all that.
I tell you one thing, and it has. It's not that I wear it for these T-shirts. You know, most of them just resist tyranny or whatever it is. I have struck up conversations with several people wearing stuff like that. You know, whether it's a Ron Paul shirt or a Resist to Tyranny, 3%, whatever. It's not necessarily my intention, but at the same time, I know it does. It lets you profile when you see people with shit like that on. It's like, okay, that might be a like-minded kind of guy or gal, whatever, you know, and that's always a good thing too.
It's the mohawk.
Or that
What do they hit you with shipping with that stuff? Is it anything major
Do what?
for shipping the shirts?
It's for $11 shirts come out to like 15 and some change.
Oh, correct. Yeah, you can't get that at Walmart. Well, you can, but they shrink in the first wash.
Yeah, $11 T-shirts come out 15 and some change, and I can tell you that like the T-shirts that are white or no, that are black with white print, man, those last a long time. The like they don't fade. The white print is still bright white on all of them that I have.
Well, how about they're a size? When I ordered a couple, I made some shirts as well. Actually, there's two in existence. TR's got one, I got one. But the extra large seemed a little bit smaller than some of the other shirts I have. Do they all run a hair small?
I don't think so. I mean, I wear a double X. I wear a double X because an extra large chokes the hell out of me and it doesn't fit me in the shoulders. Right? You know, like this shirt here seems to be somewhat form-fitting. Would you agree? Based on how it's like fitting me in the chest and shoulders. The double X of my shirts fit looser than this.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get a good comprehension of my size or whatever, but I can wear a medium of the shirts from Spreadshirt, but I wear a large, like I said, for a little bit more length, nice and loose and what have you. I'm a slim guy, like a 32-inch waist, whatever, so if that means anything. They were saying I had an echo. I turned my speakers down. Hopefully I cut that out.
Christ, I just now realized that you didn't have your damn headphones on.
Yeah, I bought a new mic. That damn resisted fucking Matt. He keeps buying shit, and I'm like, I like the way you sound really professional, so I bought the headphones because that's what he had. Then he did away with the headphones. He bought a microphone. What did he buy? Little fucking snowball thing. And I was like, well, I'm tired of people making fun of my fucking headphones. I'm gonna buy one too.
Don't eat that snowball. It's yellow.
Yeah, his snowball is yellow. My snowball is white. But I would still have the headphones if they didn't break. I broke the headband on them. That's the only reason I stopped wearing them.
I will say the headphones, those platonic, I don't know how you fucking pronounce it.
Plantronics.
Plantonics. As far as sound, these things are fucking awesome. Even a chat sounds awesome listening to it. It really does.
The first time that I actually checked out Matt was he had to have been doing a giveaway because oh Christ, Long 13 Hair did a video and he had these headphones on like an Xbox thing and he was walking around and he would sound like a little geek and so I'm like, who the fuck is this guy making fun of? I had to go check it out. That was the first time I checked Matt out, was through that.
That was a long time ago, Blue. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, you used to go by something else though, didn't you? What was your name
Yeah.
before?
It was just Boy in Blue.
Boy in Blue. That's right. Okay. I actually thought you were cool back then.
Yeah.
But no, that was a, I don't know. I think it was my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and it was a parody contest. It was people needed to make a parody video of like me, and I had my sister and her boyfriend judge them on which one was the best one.
Yeah, I'd never watched one of your videos prior to that, but holy Christ, I saw that and I was like, man, I got to check out what he's doing here. Did he end up winning that?
No. Who won that? No. As a matter of fact, I think he did. Now that I think about it, I think he did. Because I only had like 6 entries or something into it. Nobody wanted to do it. I thought it was a cool idea, doing a parody, get to free range and make fun of me as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Tastefully, within reason. Yeah, and just nobody did it.
I'm gonna have to look. After this chat's over, I'm gonna go look up that video. If anybody follows me on G Plus, I'll freaking share that on G Plus just so people can see that. Because oh my God, I didn't even know who you were, and I laughed my ass off because it was just so funny.
I don't remember seeing it. I may have. I don't know. I've looked at so many thousands of videos. Some of them stick out, but I know I've been with Matt. I think I want to say I think I found Matt through Johnny Mastered Arms Done. I could be wrong. That's just a guess. Because I think Johnny was on some of Matt's chats, and I think that's how I got involved with Matt. And I ended up getting in his chats a long time ago, back when you had Lars on there. So it's been a while.
Well, yeah, TR, you and I have known each other for a long time, but yeah, what was it? I stopped doing my every week chats, my every week shows, after just over a year of doing them. And you were on the first panel that I had, and only missed a couple. And yeah, we went through a few different nights, tons of different panelists. And I had done live shows prior to that, but nothing in a series like that, for that length of time. But yeah, you were there for pretty much every one of them. It was you, Lars, Jennifer Young, Girls Like Guns Too, Kevin Stahl, and I want to say that was my very first panel well over a year ago.
Yep. Been doing this a while. I will say, through the chats, through the panel members, and through the people in the outside, I think I've learned more. I don't know. I don't know how to word it right, but I've learned so much from being in the chats that I'm almost afraid to go back and look at some of the first chats I'm in. I probably sound like a freaking idiot because the education that I have gotten from being in the chats and learning what everybody else, some information they have I didn't have, and going back and forth, and just it's been amazing. It really has. The last few years, I have learned so much from just being in the chats.
Yeah, and then I was I was with the Green Dragon for a year or so, and before that, they're a great group of guys. I know all these guys. I talked to them for a long time. They're a little goofy, but they are a good group of guys. But the Media Speaks is it's very light humored, but they talk about a lot of different subjects. And I was on their show They didn't get shit for watchers, for views. I don't know what they do anymore, but I see them all the time. But I was on their show for a long time. That was the first show I was on. Now the first shows I ever started doing was right when Google Hangouts first started. And I've told this story a lot of times, 3 years ago or whatever. And I would sit and do an hour show and just talk to myself. The only viewer was me with the YouTube page open. That's it. And it was like that for months. And I think I've deleted most of them now because like a year later they had like 2 views. And that was probably the second time I checked on it. Had like 20 subs.
Times have changed.
It's definitely been a good experience. I've really enjoyed doing the chats and or just doing YouTube in general. Period. But the chats are. I've kind of almost like fucking public speaking class, real time 101. Learning how to deal with other people, audience, and all that. Gain information, try to share information. It's and then deal with all the fucking technical issues of being on a fucking chat at the same time. It's a fucking challenge.
And try to remember to mute the damn sidebar one so it doesn't repeat what you just said 5 seconds ago.
Do what now?
You know how when you start your chat and you hear the ding?
Yeah.
And then you're talking, hey, everybody, and you're trying to find that page so you can hit the mute on the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Where did I put that damn thing?
Well, it used to be you could mute it beforehand. We'd forget every once in a while, but now you can't mute it beforehand. You got to wait till it starts. Click over there while you're talking and just wait on it, or you hear it and you're like, son of a bitch, over there.
Yeah. It's like, shit. There's always that. Well, it's weird. I've been getting distracted. I've been doing those into the fire ones. It's about, if you want to get in the fire service. And I'll start reading the comments, and then I'll be like, get all sidetracked. When you have your little thing you want to, because mine are like a 1 hour block, and you're just basically trying to get through a section like probationary firefighter or whatever. And then someone will ask you a question, which is good, but then you're like, oh shit, and then you try to go back. Shiny object syndrome, I get.
I've been thinking about doing my radio show again. There was, and this is probably before any of you met me, maybe, I think I stopped doing the radio show right after I started hanging out with the Dragon. I used to do a daily 45-minute radio show, internet radio show. Did that for about almost a year. And I just run through topics, give my quick opinion,
Yeah.
And I've thought about getting back into that. I don't know.
It's hard if you got to do it every day.
Yeah, it was daily. It was every day except for on the weekends.
Is 504 Dirt still doing the Friday Fix? Because I haven't seen those in a long time.
Too much work.
Yeah, it's got to be a pain in the ass.
I don't see how he was keeping up with it as good as he did.
He did for a long time.
But he was growing. He was growing his subscribers, and it just got to be too much, and he just had to give it up because he was missing too much. Which, like I said, I didn't understand how he kept up with as good as that he did, because I don't even watch TV. All I do is watch YouTube videos, and I was like, how in the hell is he catching all this?
Yeah.
Which he said he had a lot of people send him stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I think I've been on it a couple times.
It was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was cool as shit, but yeah, that was a lot to keep up with.
Yeah. Should have been the every other Friday Fix. That might have helped a little bit.
All right, guys, it's been a couple hours. Is there anything? Is Blue still there? Did he go with?
Holy
Oh, he'll be right back. We'll give him a minute.
That was the fastest 2 hours ever, man. It feels like it's been 20 minutes.
Yeah, I've actually been here. I didn't realize that I muted everything. I'm looking through those videos trying to find the one I was talking about.
Okay. Now that was a good chat. I know when I started this chat, it had been handed. It was not necessarily this chat, but this time slot, basically. Not that anybody can't do their own, but you know, just far as the audience and all that. It was very political, and I'm not saying we're not going to get political again, but there's been so much shit going on the past month that's been so controversial, that's been so covered on extremes left and right. Seems like no middle ground is why this chat has been more of a, you know, prepping, gun, bullshit, talking about cats. That's why this chat's been this way for the past, seems like about a month. I don't know if it's been that long, but that's why we've been doing it, because there's so much other out there, negative, some positive, don't get me wrong, but there's just been too much out there. If you wanted that, there was already a plethora, let me use a big word for a South Carolina redneck, a plethora of the Oregon chats and the BLM and this and that. That's why we didn't touch it. We didn't want to get into politics. So the past 3 or 4 weeks, we've just been concentrating on other subjects that people are not covering. Since they're not covering it, we're going to cover it. So,
I would like you to spell plethora.
I can't do that either.
What'd you say, Matt? I'm sorry.
I said I would like to hear you spell plethora.
Oh, I didn't say I can spell it. I can half-ass say it and I know what it means, but I just PL something another.
There it is.
Anyway, that's why we've been doing this. And actually, it seems, I think the audience, the commenters, seem to be enjoying it as well. So as long as this was successful, we're going to kind of do this. Next week, we might go full-blown fucking serious. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, there's enough people getting yelled at in other chats for disagreeing with people. I had to throw that in there. But somebody, I think it was Truth Freeze, just asked, I got it sitting here. I'm too lazy to stand up to try to get it, so I'm reaching. Asked about the survival book I showed like last week or the week before. And Shammer gave me this for basically a housewarming gift, moving into this place. But it is the United States Air Force Search and Rescue Survival Training book. And it's a big one. And it has got everything you could want in it. I mean, holy crap. It's got, I mean, it's even got air pressures, maps and pictures of like air pressure at 5,000 feet and air pressure at inches, like sea level. I mean, it's got everything in this book.
When we were doing our, I don't know if you call it intensive training, but they was trying to pack in a lot of shit right before we went to Desert Storm. The survival classes that we had, it was Air Force guys. They come in there and taught us survival. This was before the Altoid 10s. You know, everybody's got the little Altoid survival little emergency kits. Back then, late 80s. 90, it was 1990. Then you could still get Band-Aid packages that were actually 10s, and they taught us what to pack in our little Band-Aid pack. And when I went to Desert Storm, I had a Band-Aid little 10 with all this little survival shit. It's a little different than what you see in the bushcrafting community and stuff, But these guys were taught, you know, if they had to eject in whatever situation, the most stuff they could pack in, you know, I mean, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and how to survive. And but yeah, the Air Force, they definitely know some. I mean, not that all branches don't, but it was just kind of weird. You was Navy and he had Air Force coming in there teaching you survival skills.
Well, you want to talk about some hardcore training? SEER training is basically Air Force training, and you know search and rescue, escape and evade training. That's some hardcore shit, and that's basically Air Force. I think Air Force and Coast Guard, but at least Air Force. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you think about a damn pilot, which you got a lot of Navy pilots too. I don't even, you know, Navy, Air Force, Marines, all those guys, if they ever have to eject, they're usually in enemy territory, period. So, yeah. Is there anything else anybody wants to bring up?
Yes. Musket of 1776 asked if you can copyright your username. Yes, you can. It's not hard to do, and it doesn't really cost you anything. My name is copyrighted. So is all the primary logos that I use, and I guess that's about it.
TR, did you ever get that done?
Get what?
Remember I sent you all that info?
No, I hadn't got it done. I got it
Stuff?
bookmarked. I did bookmark it so I wouldn't lose it. And it's on that chat. If you go back and look at that chat, I added it to the information.
Yeah, I ended up doing that, and it took like not even a minute.
I know, it was
It's
easy.
quick.
Yeah, make sure you add your pictures and stuff too, or logos or whatever you want to call them.
TR, did you see the internal? Does screen share work that way? I think it'd be a 5-minute awesome way to end the chat if you can do that.
I don't know if I could laugh for 5 minutes.
Oh, dude, it is hilarious.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see the link. Oh.
But if I play it on my computer and I do my screen share, will it play over your guys's with the audio or not?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Only if your microphone will pick up your speakers.
Shit, no, it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, mine probably wouldn't either because this microphone is noise canceling. I don't know. I guess if I turn my speakers up loud enough, I'm not good with screen sharing. I got a naked chick for my wallpaper.
That's all right.
And if I don't time it right, and if any of you guys are screen shared, you don't know exactly when and what you're screen sharing sometimes unless you really got it down pat. And I'll probably just end up with a naked chick on here. So
Naked chick.
Yeah, that's better than seeing somebody make fun of Matt.
But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to let y'all do an outro. Again, I'll start with Blue. If you got anything coming up, anything you want to say, go right ahead, man.
Well, we're almost to the, it's not a magic number, but there's a number out there that once they hit a certain amount of subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. We're almost there. I'm not going to say what it is. I think if you would have caught the chat maybe 3 weeks ago, we had mentioned it. We are almost there. That's about the only channel update I've got going on. Hopefully here within the very near future, once the weather breaks, I'll get some more videos actually put out, so Matt will quit busting my balls. Other than that, I'm going to post the link of Long 13 Hair's parody to Resist Tyranny. It's a great video. I'll put that on my G+. Actually, I don't know if maybe one of you guys have already put that onto the external or not, but I'll put it on my G+ also, but it's freaking hilarious. So thanks for the invite, and we'll see you guys later.
All right, go ahead, and Matt. Make sure and mention your giveaway. You got an awesome giveaway going on.
You know, I completely forgot that back then it was called Resist the Tyranny Broadcasting because all I did was like news stuff and tried to set it up the best as possible to where it was like just informational, where I would sit there and go over an article, give an opinion, and that was it. I forgot that that's what it was called back then. Holy shit. Yeah, gone through some changes, I guess. Anyway, yeah, Matt from Resist Tyranny, Resist Tyranny, Guns, Gear, and Politics here on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, G+, and Tumblr as well. Check out my giveaway, 5,000 plus subscriber giveaway, which is a plate carrier. I don't even know if I want to drag this shit out. But plate carrier and 2 AR-500 plates. So that's the giveaway for my 5,000 plus subscribers. So enter that. Go to the channel, enter that. Check out my newest video with testing out a new steel silhouette gong that I got from ScorpiusTactical.com. Other than that, thanks for having me on. And yeah, good show. Fast. Went fast.
Yes, it did. Time flies when you're having fun. Rick, is your 6 covered? Go ahead, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it again. Another good week. Another good Sunday of fun. A lot of people out there, obviously. I don't know what the total or the highest was tonight, but it's always a good group of people that come out to visit us, and love hanging out with you guys. But if you haven't had a chance, come check out the channel. Just scroll through the comments there and find Is Your 6 Covered and take a look at it. If you're interested, sub up. But I got a giveaway that ended at midnight Pacific Standard or Eastern Standard, so it should be done. So I just got to do the video and see who wins the damn thing. Yeah, buddy.
Yep, thanks for being on here. Let's see. Rick is going to do the after chat. Is your 6 covered? Right? Did I read that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, give us a couple minutes and we'll get it going. I can hang out a little while. I'm kind of tired. I did work today, but I can hang out a little while. I don't have to work tomorrow. So, all right. Blue posted a link. Let me put this in the external. This is the video that he was talking about.
That'll hold you guys over till we get it figured out.
Yeah. All right. So as long as y'all stay in external, you can. It'll still be there after we shut this down. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. It was a fun chat. I did enjoy it. We covered a lot of topics from Glocks to cats and a little bit of stuff in between. And don't know what we're going to talk about Tuesday night, but I got a chat on Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern Time. And if you can't check that one out, we'll be back next week, next Sunday at 9:30. See everybody later. Bye.